Welcome to the Listening Nothing comedy show. I'm Male Fascist Pig.
I'm Dr. Flamboyant.
And I'm Reverend Muffington. And we got a full house of comedians tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Fiona Cauley.
Thank you. Okay. We'll just get into this. So I have been in this wheelchair for about 2 years now. And the most common question I get, people want to know, what is the hardest part about living life from a wheelchair? And at this point, I do feel I have my own perspective to give and can answer that honestly. And for me, the hardest part is just like how unaware everyone is of what a great ass I have.
We actually talked about that.
It's real hard. So, I'm from a town right outside of Nashville called Franklin.
Woo!
Okay. Well, those of you that are unfamiliar with the area, Franklin is a
Rich.
fairly wealthy town, yeah. But growing up, my mom was not around a lot, so yes, that is child neglect, but Franklin. More so like white-collar child neglect. Like, no, she did not feed us, but she did pay someone else to. And my siblings and I, we all dealt with this differently. See, my little brother, he writes sad songs about how hard it is to be a straight, white, able-bodied male from a wealthy family.
Fuck that guy.
I talk shit about my family into a microphone, and my older sister, she took a bunch of drugs and threw herself off a mountain. Don't worry, she's here. In spirit. No, my mom, though, she's the type of parent that likes to constantly try and set me up with strangers. And when I let her know that I'm either not interested in them or not attracted to them, she is very quick to remind me that I'm the one in the wheelchair. But honestly, without those reminders, I would definitely fucking forget. I don't know. People, they're really curious about my dating life, because I think it's hard for them to imagine that someone would be willing to take all this on. I will tell you, though, I have learned that men really fucking love women that can't run away. That was a rape joke.
Beep! Beep! Beep!
Oh, man. Okay, moving
Maybe
on.
she's allowed to say that.
What, she has the RS?
Well,
I'm in a wheelchair. I have any pads
it's been said.
I'm so sorry. Anyways. So, I used to date this guy. who was the type of guy that the more you got to know him, the less attractive he became. We all know that guy. But as time went on, I could know. He and I could. Okay. He.
Hold it together. Come on.
Sorry. Okay. He could no longer give me what, okay? And when this problem started occurring, his first response was to ask if this was a symptom of my disability. No. No, sir, this is a symptom of your personality. Another guy I dated, I went over to his house and caught him cheating on me. And I think the most frustrating part about that was just like how lazy it was, you know? Like, go upstairs. Oh, man. Okay. So, lately I've been getting a lot of Facebook messages from men in Missouri, which is never a good thing. But these guys have been asking for photos of my feet in exchange for money.
Ooh.
Okay?
Make that money.
Yeah, lots of career paths up here. But we're all aware of this fetish, but what I was unaware of is there is a subgenre to this fetish for gently used feet.
Oh. Stick away from that.
Oh, come on. Oh, man. So, I was approached by a couple recently and propositioned for a threesome. Now, this is the first time this has ever happened to me, and it is as flattering as it sounds. But I did learn that the quickest way to ruin the vibe of a threesome is to ask if their home is ADA compliant. Yeah, it never is. Oh man. Okay, and I will end on this one. So I went to a bar with a friend of mine, and when we got there, I decided I wanted to sit up at the actual bar, because, you know, I like to live on the edge of the bar stool. But when I do this, I enjoy, like, parking my wheelchair between me and my friend, making it favor her side a little more, you know? Keep guessing. But as the night went on, I ended up really hitting it off with the guy sitting in the bar stool right next to me. And it was one of those weird situations where neither of us have witnessed the other enter the establishment. So now I'm in like a two roads diverging scenario, okay? I could either be my authentic self and let this man know, you know, this is my wheelchair. It has made me the woman I am today, given me wisdom, perspective beyond my years. Or I could add a little bit of spice, and that is what I chose to do. You know, make fun of it, call out the wheelchair. Who the fuck has this wheelchair? That is so embarrassing. Personally, I love walking, so it's but at some point I'm either gonna have to leave or go to the bathroom, and in this situation I did have to pee, so yes, my body betrayed me once again. So now I'm like desperately searching for a natural way to let this man know that I in fact am the lucky owner of this sick 2012 Force Mech electric wheelchair. And I have never seen someone respond so positively to this information. It was honestly alarming. And that's when I looked a little further, okay? And I saw right on the other side of this man was another empty fucking wheelchair. That's when I learned, you know, we were in the same club, okay? Two peas in a pod, if you will. Playing disabled chicken with one another. Moral of the story, guys. Men are fucking liars. Thank you.
All right, come on over here and have a seat with us. All right, let's keep it going for Fiona. All right.
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing comedy?
10 months.
Hell yeah.
Movie.
Right on.
I'm a baby.
So how has your experience been so far in these 10 months?
Good. There are a lot of stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to get carried on stage like a baby most of the time, so
But you don't get stared at like when I see a little person. I will stare.
I think you'd be surprised.
So like you should like work it into like your bit of like having them come out and like Cleopatra and just like lift you up like on like a chair. And,
Oh, I
like,
fucking love it.
yeah. Wouldn't that be great?
I've been asking for them to
Or
do
Oompa
that for a
Loompas.
long time.
Oompa Loompas. Cheap knockoff ones. DMP.
I think her feet would drag the ground. No.
You missed.
All right. So
You missed on that.
woo. Let's do a question from
All right.
Flamboyant.
Duh.
What is the most fucked up thing you've ever done in someone else's home?
And
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Oh man.
Is that a list? Okay, top 5?
Oh fuck. I wish I could prepare for this. I'm going blank right now.
All right. Anybody in the crowd over there?
You ever done anything
Shot?
fucked up in someone else's home?
Talking to the mic.
I mean,
Drew, go ahead. You look like Drew.
Oh.
Nobody. New question.
You do have something?
Oh, good.
No, she does
We
have
bought her some
something.
time. Oh, John was gonna fill out.
This is gross.
Woo!
I used to babysit these kids when I was in high school, and I would send them to go sleep at their friend's house and throw parties at the house I was babysitting at.
Oh.
Damn.
And I was having a boy over. Okay. All right. And I hadn't dealt with this. You know what I mean? So I did use a mom's razor to shave my vagina.
Oh, shit. Oh!
And then fucked him.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, that was back when
That
I
was
Clean
good.
off
It
at least
doesn't even
afterwards?
count. Yeah, I'm not a monster.
You didn't cut yourself. You cut yourself and leave blood everywhere. Anyways.
Yeah. Fuck it.
She said, I'm not a monster.
All right, let's do another shot. We're
thank
switching it up from the Crown Royal. We're doing the peg leg porker. If you ever had peg leg barbecue downtown in the Gulch, I think he temporarily closed down, from what I understand.
I'll do like literally a baby one.
It's called a man shot.
We will definitely get you.
I only do halves because I'm only doing
It's
like a
like
quarter
wafting it.
cheese.
Wafting it.
Would you like one?
Yeah, like a little baby
She
one.
wasn't one like that.
So, did anybody see that movie, One Night in Soho, or Last Night in Soho, or something
Nah.
like that?
Yeah.
It's it's supposed to be a fucked up movie. Edgar Wright, the guy that did. You ever see Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah,
Edgar Wright. So he did Shaun of the Dead, and there was another. What was that baby movie he did? Drive or something. I don't know. Anyway, so
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver.
That?
Yeah. So he directed Baby Driver. Did y'all like Baby Driver?
Wasn't that Zac Efron or whatever?
No,
No,
Ansel
what-
Elgort.
I'm not even gonna start with that. But anyway,
Let's go to a shot. You never gave me a cup.
you got one right in front of you, buddy.
He wants a shot.
You're
He says,
an asshole.
I get a clean cup every time I drink.
I get no
I'm
respect.
the fucking king of this palace.
Thank you.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
Who's shot 2?
Fiona.
Fiona.
Fiona!
Yeah.
These are like way deeper than those glass ones we had.
These are 2 shots, by the way. They're 2 ounce cups.
Oh,
Tastes like throw up.
These
to
you
me.
didn't get a full shot.
You're
Don't
taking doubles, by the way.
always. That's how we prefer it. All right. Another comment, another question.
How many questions we have
need a
left?
good question.
One question. How many questions do we have? We can do.
I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
crap.
We technically only need 5.
We only need 5 questions. If you are starving, would you eat a person?
no.
I think she would.
I don't want to live that bad, you know?
You ain't gave up yet, you would. You'd eat them. What about bugs, though?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, eat bugs.
John, would you eat a person if you had to?
Honestly, do I have a choice? Is it like the people in the
Does he
room?
actually-
No. It's
Yeah.
like it's like.
Part of it.
Okay, so yeah, so that like it's Cloverfield outside.
Oh, man.
We're stuck in here. We're all having to kill each other. Would
Getting
you
so
eat-
hungry.
Who would be the first person in this room you would eat?
Probably Jesse Christie, because he sucks, and also he's got a lot of fat on that boy. So we could use the love. I don't know. I don't want to seem like a cannibal, but it would be Jesse Christie. You want to go fat, right? Because you got different cuts of meat.
I don't know. Like he would probably take. I would probably find someone like small who would I could
Small?
kill. Cause
Oh,
you're
big dude would
starving.
be quick.
Like a big dude will probably kill you. You come at a big dude, he's gonna be, oh yeah, bitch, here it is. You know,
You
but
think
a little.
you think he'll triumph me? Because,
I don't know, like some chick goes out for a pee, or maybe
Actually, yeah.
club her on the back of the head.
There is this comedian that I would eat, and his name is Will Abels. He's
Oh!
been telling this really bad
Abel
Harry
Abels.
Potter joke for the last 3 weeks.
Oh.
And I've had enough. I'm coming for you.
Oh yeah.
Micah, would you eat a person?
100%.
Oh shit, yeah.
She's got kids. She's got to keep the kids alive.
Yeah.
Or she needs kids
I already
first.
decided that my kids deserve to survive the apocalypse, so I don't know if I could kill a person though.
So-
but
So like, would you kill a child first, or would you kill an adult first?
I wouldn't kill
Depends
a
on whether or not
child
they're farming.
first.
You want to feel, or you want like an old
Like
dude?
the
probably
kid's
gonna
gonna
taste
die anyway.
No.
Good. An old dude's not gonna taste good.
That's
You got a kid or an
true.
old dude?
It's like if you're hunting deer, like, you know, the trophy buck might not taste the best. Like,
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's too aged.
So, yeah. I don't know. I think I would eat a person, but I don't know the situation yet.
It depends on what spices I had on hand. That's, yeah.
What is
Like if
so-
I had some
what,
Worcestershire.
dirt?
You know, if I had
You use
Worcestershire, man, you can put Worcestershire on fucking anything,
Yeah,
man.
some of that whiskey, low and slow.
Oh shit. She's actually thought about it.
I was like, this is not the first time she's talking.
I'm gonna serve
Logan, I know this motherfucker would eat somebody.
I'll put it away, man.
Yeah, how do you think I got so big? This is an all-human diet. I make Jeffrey Dahmer look like a vegetarian.
Jeffrey Dahmer's a bitch.
All right, Drew.
Now I know with my size this may shock you. But absolutely, yes, I would eat it. And I feel like we nailed it with the seasoning, and I feel like barbecue sauce would cover it.
Yes,
It worked.
Nice.
It worked.
All right. Yes, Krash.
We
Would
got
you
Krash.
eat a person?
With some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Oh.
We've done that already.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second comedian of the evening, give it up for John Narum.
We're here, guys. Gonna give you something new. I'm gonna do some yo-yo tricks.
Yeah! Yeah, baby!
Yo!
Did it start already?
It did start.
Jesus Christ. I can't even walk the dog, sir. Oh my God.
Imagine if it had knives.
Oh man.
Whoa.
I got a question for you.
I feel like I've already asked.
Dude, that's fucking skill, man.
Appreciate it. You know what the most confusing thing about like yo-yoing is and carrying that around? A lot of people think it's like a can of chew. So they're like, hey, can I spot something? Like, oh, you play too? And then I pull it out like, never mind, man. It's all good. You're just a nerd. All right, here we go. No, I've been doing yo-yoing for a while. The hardest thing about being a yo-yo player is that I started out doing motivational speaking with yo-yoing, and thank you. And now I'm drinking and smoking and talking about my days as a yo-yo player. So I'm like the old grizzled guy who's been on the road for too long in music, but instead of being 58, I'm 28. So, I'm an old man. No, I've been doing yo-yoing for a while, and like the biggest thing that's hard about teaching kids how to yo-yo is how to tell them where to put it on their hand. Because I tell them every single time, it's like, hey, you got to put it on your middle finger, and I always do this so that a parent doesn't complain. And I did it at a church camp. I was teaching these kids how to yo-yo. I'm like, we're going to put it on our middle finger. And they were all 25 of them at this lovely church camp were like, you mean this one right here? Then there's a parent taping and it's Facebook Live and they're like, what's going on right now? And I was like, look, I did not instruct these kids to do this. No. I don't know. I think yo-yoing's cool. I've been laid before. I should probably say that. I do have a girlfriend. My girlfriend's actually 4'9". She's 4 inches shorter than I am. So, yeah, which is confusing for some people, because her favorite thing to do is make pedophile jokes, which people laugh at, but then they have a lot of questions for me. So it's pretty bad. But here's the thing, though. We both do comedy, and I run these comedy mics sometimes. And one night there was this guy who I never met. He signed up, and he was like, hey, man, I got a question for you. Can I swear on stage? Because I saw a little girl sign up just a few minutes ago, and I don't want to be in trouble with the venue. Now, what I should have said was like, hey, man, don't worry about it. That's my 24-year-old girlfriend. You do what you want. But what I did say is like, dude, don't worry about it. I'm already fucking her. So it's... all right. Is that breaking a rule? I don't know. No rules. Here we go. I've already been broken tonight. Thanks, Fiona.
You're not
You guys want to
sorry.
know a funny thing? Fiona and I are only like 2 inches apart. I just have to do this, and I'm the same height as her.
I did notice that.
The other night at Zany's, I was like, "What? Do you mind if I try and pick you up on stage and bring you up?" And she was so. It was the most polite I've ever seen someone say, like, "You're a little too small." But I'm glad to get shut down by anyone.
You're not going to get elected to be a pallbearer.
Which just makes a lot of difference.
It does, especially in the Asian world. All right. Boom! All right. I'm a little twisted. All right, here we go. Yeah, I do like yo-yoing though. Like the biggest thing that's interesting is watching a bunch of 15-year-old kids ruin your day when you post an Instagram clip. Like, here's this trick I've been working on, and then some Japanese kid's like, I have been doing that trick for 6 months already. I was like, shut up, Ryoko. So yeah, this has been good. Drew, how are you? Drew, where did you move from?
I moved from Memphis.
You moved from Memphis.
Thank you.
Why did I think it was not Memphis, Tennessee? All right.
I mean, technically I live right out, like in Covington, Tennessee. It's right out.
Cool. Nice. I don't know anything about the South at all. Like, the only thing is, like, whenever, like, my mom tells me, like, why are you doing that weird thing you never did up in North Dakota where I'm from? It's like, it's because we're in the South, baby! That's what I just say now from here on out. So, I sometimes like to speak in a Southern accent just to throw white people off. Like, we were doing a show in Columbia, Tennessee, and it's like, how y'all doing today? Pretty good? Yeah? It's like, how's your harvest been? It's like, oh, this guy's legit. This is what the whole crowd was saying. All right, I don't know. I'm speaking a little bit too quickly. How much time do you want me to do on here?
How much time do you want to do?
Keep
All
going.
right. I'll do
You
that
got
last
5
one.
more minutes. James Bond.
What do you guys feel about Mark Wahlberg? Love him?
Marky
Hate
Mark.
him? Marky Mark.
Funky Bunch.
What was the first Mark Wahlberg film you guys saw him in?
Oh, it was some like movie Renaissance Man.
Okay,
That's the first
Renaissance
one
Man.
I saw.
Some people say Daddy's Home or Daddy's Home 2. First Mark Wahlberg film I ever saw him in was Boogie Nights when I was 11 years old.
Nice.
Yeah. If anyone doesn't know what it is at home, Mark Wahlberg plays an up-and-coming pornographic actor in the 1970s with a 14-inch penis. So I'll just say that. And like it's like amazing because everyone talks about how big it is. Like even Burt Reynolds, like decorated actor Burt Reynolds, like that's a pretty big dick right there for the whole entire movie.
That's impressive, sir.
Yeah. That's why he hires him in the movie. But like at the end, we don't see his dick until the very end when he's in the
last scene.
The last scene when he's like, you know what? One more time for me.
I saw that monster.
Whips it out. Now, when I saw that as an 11-year-old Asian boy, I was just like, holy shit. I have a lot to look forward to. But also, like, if I don't make it, what is average? So I asked in 5th grade puberty unit, how big is my penis going to get, like 2 weeks later? And Mrs. Johnson was like, that's a weird question. It didn't answer my question. And I found that's okay, though, because, like, you have puberty class a few more times, because, you know, you go from middle school. But you remember middle school, right, Drew? Everyone is, they're just mean. I don't know how to put it.
Oh, God, yeah.
So when I asked the football coach, Mr. Bart, hey, how big is my penis supposed to get?
Oh, my God.
One of the football players stood up and he was like, hey, Narum, it doesn't matter anyways. You're Asian. You got a small dick anyways. And I looked at him and I was like, you know what? Is that like 11 inches? Because I don't know what you're talking about. Same time. I'm a numbers guy. All right, that was a bad way to end that joke. But anyways, what else should I do here? Okay. You guys get that feel? What? I think I'm done. All right, thank you very much.
All right, John, come on, mosey your ass on over. Keep it going for John. Oh, I didn't ask, Fiona, what dates do you have coming up? Oh, don't kill Fiona.
On the 11th, so next Thursday, next week, I'm doing the Asheville Comedy Festival.
Nice.
And then I'm in Chattanooga the following weekend at the Comedy Catch.
All right. Oh, yeah. All right. John, what do you got coming up, brother?
I'm doing the Comedy Catch 2 in September. I'm also going to be in North Carolina for the North Carolina Comedy Fest with Drew, who's also there. And then I'm doing Don't Tell Comedy, which is a fun show in Antioch this Saturday.
Nice.
So, it's going to be fun.
So what have the crowds been like here at the comedy shows here lately?
Honestly, it's like mixed. It's kind of like music, I would say, that you can have like really good crowds and sometimes like, you know, just a seldom amount of people. But the thing is, like, the thing about comedy is, like, sometimes when you don't have a lot of audience members, we're just trying to make each other laugh at the same time. So that's the best part.
I think that's
that builds camaraderie. You're gonna remember, like, you might actually meet a good comedian that you gel with, and y'all can work together. And that was the best thing about the night, instead of the actual crowd response, you know, or the pay, or lack thereof, if there's.
Or like something crazy happened at the show. Be like, can you believe that guy threw a stool on stage?
Fight breaks out, ruins your whole material.
Have you had anything crazy happen on stage?
Yeah, I have. When I was playing in oil country of North Dakota, a guy threw a stool on stage because the Vikings were playing, the Minnesota Vikings. And he was like, I didn't come here to hear some goddamn jokes.
Damn.
Monday Night Football.
And then, like, I didn't know what to do, so I just, like, politely put the stool upright on stage. And then the security guy who knew him is like, well, guess what? He didn't come here to hear you complain. It was a security guy. He runs the stage and throws the stool back at the guy.
Anti-heckler.
Yeah, this is Epping, North Dakota. And then, like, after a show, I'm like, hey, man, I'm to the owner. I was like, hey, man, I didn't mean to have this happen. He's like, don't worry, that's just Derek and James. They have a thing going on right now. I'm like, oh, so this is a regular thing that
Fuck you, Derek!
He's like, yeah, we're going to tell you not to be at the right-hand side of the stage, but here we go.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, I gotta know, man. So I seen this video the other day and do this yo-yo trick. The yo-yo comes off the string and he gets it back on the damn string.
Oh yeah.
Like that's real?
That is real. Yeah.
Can you do that?
I can't.
You don't have to do it right now. It seems intense, but
That's actually what I won the world championship for back in 2000.
Whoa!
Yeah. At our
Look it
table.
up. It's on YouTube still. Yeah.
Hell yeah! I wish we already had it where we could just play it right now. Dun, 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 dun.
That's how I got into punk rock. That actually is I use a
Fucking
punk
A,
rock
man.
song. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year? I got
2005. So I was 11.
2005 yo-yo world championship.
Young then.
I'm 28 right now. Yeah.
Well, I graduated in 2005 and I'm 36.
I thought we were the same age.
Way to go.
Well, I shaved this off. I'm like, I'm fucking 20 years old. What's up, ladies?
Yeah.
Dr. Flamboyant, have you got a question for
All
us?
right, I'm sure I can come up with a question.
I thought these were guitar strings before I went on stage. I'm not gonna lie.
That would be awesome.
It's
That
a
would be
microphone.
Ernie Ball.
You can only eat pizza with anchovies or with pineapple. Which one do you choose?
Oh, I do pineapple already.
Yeah.
It's a myth.
What's a myth?
That pineapple's bad on pizza.
No, I like
It's
pineapple.
preference.
Does not belong.
It's edible. If I'm somewhere and I accidentally grab one, I'm going to go ahead and eat it out of fucking courtesy because I've done touched this pizza and I don't want to go to waste.
You ever
the little Ethiopians.
Yeah. You ever notice that, like, when there's pineapple on pizza, it's not just pineapple. It's Canadian bacon. It's sauce.
Oh yeah, there's other shit on the pizza.
There's
Yeah.
Drown it out.
I like
What?
Canadian bacon.
That's called ham.
It's ham.
It's ham.
But this is
It's
just
country ham, really.
anchovies
That's
or
what we
just
call it.
This is a
pineapple.
very educating podcast.
Oh,
by the way.
We tried.
We do it, man.
I saw a pizza with fucking kiwi.
Kiwi
fuck
on it?
yeah.
Okay, that's more wrong than pineapple.
What else was
That's
with
more
it?
wrong
Was
than
there pineapple on that one too?
No, it was just cheese and kiwi.
Oh,
like
fuck that.
pepperoni, just
You
thrown
sure it
on
wasn't
Was it underneath the
Spanish?
cheese or was it like,
It was
hey,
on
we're
top.
Kiwi?
No, it was,
It was on top. It was a
with the
pizza.
skin, like a furry nutsack that had just been
Oh,
thrown
you said
section.
kiwi. I automatically
Gross.
thought kale. I'm like, kale.
No, the fucking fuzzy.
I feel like
I know
kale is
what
already
kiwi
on
is.
pizza.
Ugh. I got some, I like mustard greens and collard greens, but I actually got some mixed. It's mustard greens, collard greens, and they throw kale in there. Fuck some kale, man. It could
Fuck
ruin,
some
it
kale.
ruins your greens, man.
Like all three of those just sound like
Awful for
disgusting.
pizza.
They're
Yeah.
perfect by each other, but like on their own, right?
Maybe like
agree that they're good on
smothered
their
in
own,
they're better.
cheese.
Either way.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
our next comedian of the evening, introducing Mikah Wyman.
What's up? I'm Micah.
Sorry.
Soccer mom in the streets, dance mom in the sheets.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. This is fun. Some of you guys were probably wondering, like, what would a poor Kardashian look like? So this is probably fun for you guys. I'm actually coming back after taking a couple years off of comedy. Regardless of how you feel about COVID and everything, I feel like people will understand. I'm pregnant with my third kid, and I don't think anyone wants their children to be like, Mama and the baby would be here. But she just had to do that bar show in Alabama. So I took a couple years off. When COVID started, so I'm like pregnant with my third kid, and they're talking about there's going to be all these like food shortages and shit, and I'm like, not at my house. So I'm like, I'm a potato farmer now. That's what's happening. And the only thing that's worse than being 8 months pregnant is being 8 months pregnant and having to dig up 30 pounds of potatoes because you don't know potato farmer math because you have a liberal arts degree. It's like, oh, this wasn't like just a chill, relaxing pastime, subsistence farming. So, anyways, I'm back. I'm happy. I'm a millennial. Anyone a millennial in here?
I think.
Got some millennials. The funny thing about being a millennial is you're like kind of almost coming up to like that midlife crisis age, but we're too poor to have a real midlife crisis. So now you just have to choose between polyamory and homesteading. Broke ass midlife crisis shit. I live in East Nashville, which is cool. there is a little bit of crime, I will say. A couple years ago, I was coming back from a comedy show with my friend, and we did get mugged. Or she got mugged. I'm faster. So I was like, man, what am I going to do? Like, what should I do to protect myself? And I started researching. I'm like, man, Tennessee, like, they're like, please carry a gun. Don't even need a license or any of this shit.
Amen.
So I'm like, okay. So I've learned a little bit about, like, having a gun and shit, but I don't really have, like, money for that right now, so maybe I'll just buy one Carhartt jacket.
That'll show 'em.
And hope that these guys know the statistics about how likely it is that I'm packing heat. So I'm in Nashville, and there's a lot of tourism in Nashville. And I appreciate the tourism in Nashville, but I don't totally get it. Like, is it illegal to be a hoe in Wisconsin? Like, I think that's something that Wisconsin should work on. Like, honestly, I don't totally get why people are coming here. But I get it. I get it. And I really like to go to Mexico. You guys like to travel? Yeah. Got some travelers in here. You guys ever been to Mexico?
Yeah,
No.
Cancun.
Oh.
Yes. Mexico is
That
badass.
doesn't count.
I love the
Yes, it
people
does.
of Mexico. I feel like me and the people of Mexico, like, we get each other because they understand what it's like to have your town invaded by drunk people in silly hats.
We got Mule Day once a year.
I get it. My husband plays a music festival in Mexico once a year. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to come with you. I'm psyched. And I'm at this music festival, and I'm leaving, and this dude was like, hey, do you want some of the good drugs? And I panicked for a second, because I'm like, oh shit, like, which ones are the good ones? like, I wasn't worried because I was like talking to a drug dealer. I was just like, this feels like a quiz.
I must pass the
I
test.
panicked. I was like, do you have an epidural in your backpack? He did not, even though I wanted to. But that is the only thing you can't get at a Mexican pharmacy. They, like, you can get anything. They really take the middleman out of their healthcare system in Mexico. And by middleman, I mean doctor. I like to travel for sure. I like to go to Florida. You guys go to Florida? It's cool. I went to Disney, and all the people who worked at Disney were like so professional. They were bringing us into the park. They were like checking our bags. I was like, shouldn't you guys be at the airport? like if the like United States government crumbles, like Disney is poised to take over.
The Disney fuzz.
Like, seriously, it's gonna be like Mickey Mouse dictatorship for sure.
God.
I was down there. I couldn't believe how many young couples with no kids are at Disney on their honeymoon.
Oh, yeah.
Which is crazy. Something about that is like,
Ain't
hey,
fair. That ain't fair.
we love kids. We just hate sex. me and my husband went to New Orleans for our honeymoon, which is kind of like Disney World for alcoholics. Or I guess you could say like Disney is like Mardi Gras for toddlers. You know, there's some haggard children at Disney. At one point, my 3-year-old just laid on the ground and just said no. I was like, you are not a bachelorette, and this is not Broadway. I'm gonna need you to get up before I'm trying to get gum out of your hair at Disney's Art of Animation Studios.
Asphalt hot gum.
Ugh. I have kids. I said that, like, and they ask you crazy questions. The other day, my daughter said, hey, why does mommy always go to work out, but daddy never does? I was like, first of all, sick fucking burn. High five. What's up? And then I was like, I know that doesn't seem fair, but there are things that aren't fair for daddy either. Like, daddy's a musician. Daddy writes songs about how beautiful mommy is. Mommy's a comedian. Mommy goes on stage, makes fun of Daddy. And Mommy can say anything she wants. Daddy writes one song about a blonde lady. Mommy's leaving forever. And Daddy owns a business with a lot of young, hot employees, and Mommy figures an ounce of intimidating 20-year-olds is worth a pound of lighting somebody's house on fire. Because Mommy's got briars.
Long con. Pull that long con.
Oh, man. I'm going to do one more and go get a shot with these guys. These guys seem good. I'm excited. So, have you guys ever heard a sandwich joke?
What?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, if you haven't heard of a sandwich joke, I'm going to tell you one. So, a husband and wife are hanging out on a Friday night, and the wife says, "Hey, it's Friday night. What should we do?" And the husband says, "Well, you can go in the kitchen and make me a sandwich." And the woman leaves forever.
But did she feed him the sandwich first?
Keep it going for Micah.
Let's hear from Miko.
Oh, man.
All right. So, how long have you been doing comedy?
I guess I started in 2017, and then I did end up basically taking a couple years off with COVID and trying to get back at it, and actually having a lot of fun. I was really scared to come back, but I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Did you have that like imposter syndrome trying to come back?
I think that a lot of comics like who study comedy, you think about like, you know, Malcolm Gladwell and the 10,000 hour rule, and you're like, I gotta master this, I gotta like be the best comic ever and like get the most stage time, because like that time on stage, that's like you're being in the gym. If you're an athlete, like you're trying to get it. But I took some time off, and I feel like I really like have new interests and new things I'm interested in, and I think it sets me apart and got some new perspectives. So I think it ended up working out good for me.
Right.
There's something about raw comedy, though. Like those comedians that aren't like exactly polished, that it just adds another layer to their comedy.
Okay, yeah,
I think
definitely.
It's a valuable asset to some comedians.
Were you still writing the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even while
Well, I'm sure you're getting a lot of material from
Yeah, definitely.
just that.
Definitely
yeah.
getting a lot of
So
material.
what's your writing process? Do you physically write it down? Do you put it on a note in your phone? Do you audio record?
You're not on a mic.
Yeah, but I can hear myself.
I'm the sound
Okay,
man.
so Krash is asking me about my writing process. I usually think up a joke. I do sometimes write the whole thing out, long form. Yeah, I guess I do, like on my phone.
On your phone.
Or on a piece of paper. Usually on my phone now, I guess. I do type out a whole joke, and then I do it on stage, like at a mic. I record any comedy I do. Like I'm literally, my phone, I should shut it off. This is all being recorded because I record every single thing. If I'm talking into a mic, I record it and I listen to it later, no matter how cringy.
Norm Macdonald, I said it
Well, that
before.
helps with the
Norm Macdonald did it, man.
Oh,
Zelda
yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
That's
right.
That I write
Best
down
way.
the jokes, but then when I try to give it to someone to read it, they can't find the punchline because there's no delivery.
Yeah, I used to write a lot on the paper. Once I do it on stage, if it's good and I keep doing it, then I more go back and listen to the auditory format. I have tried typing out all my jokes and looking at them, but yeah, I focus more on the auditory at this point. And yeah, some of my
So
jokes,
you can hear the delivery.
Yeah.
if you read it, you'd be like, are you having a stroke,
You're only getting it.
Micah?
Yeah, you're the only one that gets it.
Okay,
You're
I'm
the one
glad
that
I'm
gets
not
it.
alone.
Yeah.
So do y'all remember y'all's jokes by title type?
Yeah,
Like
I
that's
like.
the one about this and that's the one about that.
Oh,
I get
dude,
it.
I have.
Then you can always make it better or good. Or you can always, when you're experimenting with the crowd, you're gonna make it better from when it originally was. You just keep making the joke better and better.
Yeah,
I assume.
I have my purse, and like all my like pockets are full of like insane lists. Like if you follow me around, you pick up pieces of paper that are like sex thing, raccoon, What does that say, Fiona? Or I don't even know.
Soccer mom Kardashian millennial crime tourism.
Oh, she lost her list.
Yeah, it says Kardashian.
At the end of every night, I'll wind up cleaning up, and I'll find people's
Wow.
lists.
I bet.
And I'll look at them like, what in the fuck is it? And I have to think, it's like, oh, that's a bit. But like, you're finding a random piece of paper with a script, and you're like, what the fuck?
It's like someone had Tourette's
Like a
on the
It is like a demented grocery list.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
We do the same thing as bands. We're the Mud Crickets. He's Justin on the Rocks. We always have a list. You get your list. You know?
Oh yeah, your set list.
Keep your order, or I'll just play whatever. I can't ever follow a list.
So
You gotta
like
read
I'll come up with the set list, or we'll do it, and
Yeah,
then
he makes the list.
we'll practice the set list. But when we get to a fucking show, he's playing whatever the fuck
I want, man.
and it's in front of him. It's in front of him.
Do you guys listen back to your set?
So we don't normally we used to.
Yeah.
But I've always been in the habit, even with every band I've ever been in, I've always recorded because at some point you're always just doing a cover of what you originally wrote anyway. You're not going. It's never going to. It's the delivery,
record it,
same as comedian.
You're just trying to make it close to the recording as you can. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And we've always been good about sounding just as good on the recording as we do live. Some bands, man, they sound terrible live, and they're recording is all this masterpiece that somebody just whistled together over months, you know.
I did an improv band for about 10 years, and there was a freedom in not having a set list. Horror Magnet. And there was a freedom. We would dress up in rabbit costumes and just jam. It was just the funniest fucking thing you had ever seen.
I like this.
But the whole idea of just being improv. So like, there was no stage fright. There was no nervousness. There was no like, oh, are we gonna fuck it up tonight? Because there was nothing to fuck up. You just got up there and you fucking did it, and it was really. I mean, it was. We didn't do anything. I mean, we weren't successful, but I mean, as far as playing music,
Did you get like shows or you got booked?
Oh yeah.
So it was a lot of house
so many
shows.
places
Sure.
to play.
It was a lot of house. The guy that I was in the band with, he had major stage fright. Like the idea of doing the house shows was kind of difficult, and we had a couple of really big house shows where, I mean, it was probably about 200 people that wound up showing up. I mean, there was no it was a big property, and then in a moment that you couldn't see any space land. Like it was just full of people. There was bikers that were coming up. You could hear over the music. You could hear these bikers fucking pulling up and shit. Yeah, it became an event, and he kind of hid in the shadows for a little bit, and you know, I wind up kind of like. So it sucks. We would have so many songs, but then like only do half our songs because we would only do the songs that I sang. So then I was making up songs. Yeah. So like, so he would be fine as long as no one could see him, and we would do videos, and like the camera would pan over, but there's only like a light on his foot that's manipulating his wah-wah pedal. So it'd go to him and it'd just be his wah-wah pedal.
Jesus.
So do you think that's why musicians like Les Claypool are so like prolific?
Not
because they make
No, it's Maynard. Maynard
spot?
was hiding in the shadows there for a while.
So
No, I don't mean hiding in the shadows. I mean
Like while he was
improv
singing and
stuff.
shit.
Yeah.
Maynard did that because he wanted to be the anti-front man. I'm sorry.
New Radicals
I know.
guy, you know, you get what you give. He wore a hat on stage, and he never looked at the camera or nothing like that.
Stage fright is a real thing, for sure.
It can make and break somebody
Well, I mean-
because someone could have so much confidence, and then before going to their first show, they get up there, and then I've lost so
You
many
just
people.
gotta tough it out.
My very first band, we
It's
played
its
the
own
Cannery.
skill.
My first 50
It really
shows were
is.
god awful.
I
I'm just
never
now
thought
getting to
of-
where we're good.
There
Your
was
second
one
50
where
were
I
great.
thought it was just like, Jason, you're getting on stage now. Finally, fuck it, let's get up there. But then other people are like, oh, we're getting on stage now and have a conniption.
It's a big deal.
My
Well,
very
if I'm
first,
not wearing clown paint, I can't perform.
and there's people like that. They'll have to like
But the
Buckethead
more
has to
you
wear a
do
mask.
Yeah, see?
The more you do it, the better you.
Yeah.
The more you don't give a shit.
You know,
what I mean?
my husband's a musician, and my kids they do piano and they do choir, and
Nice.
oh my gosh, we pay more for music for the children than we pay on our cart note, which is probably like the most Nashville thing of all time. But my husband, he's more in charge of like the music lessons and stuff, and he won't let the kids take lessons from anywhere where they don't have recitals. because he's like, if they're gonna learn how to play, they need
It's
to
the
learn
final
how to
exam.
perform.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's like its own skill that if they want to like perform
Continue.
as they're older, like that's really important.
Well, there's a lot of people that come to Nashville wanting to be musicians, and they wind up just being studio musicians because they can't play live. And there's a lot of people who want, and you know, you can practice all day long in your living room, your bedroom, on YouTube or whatever, but when
Live's
it actually
different,
comes
man.
Different, way
so
different.
my very first band, it was just a writers' night at the Cannery, and right next, you know, the Cannery Mercer
Yeah.
Lounge, all one big building. And so, like, my guitar player and co-frontman disappeared. Couldn't find him. 5 minutes before we were supposed to go, he shows up and he's shit-faced drunk.
Oh my God! I got the same. I'm gonna tell you a story about the same thing.
So we do this, and then the next week comes along and we do it again, and again he disappears. We already know what's up, and again I don't know how he times it. I don't know if he was waiting outside, just waiting, but we wound up going up there, and again he's shit-faced fucking drunk. So we wind up getting home, and I was like, dude, you know, do we need to talk about this? Do we, you know? And he gets all defensive about it to the point where it winds up blowing up. And then there's a point where he's literally standing over me, and he fucking pours a beer into my fucking lap. And I don't know if it was to provoke me to beat his ass, so we could call it. And I was like, I got up. I didn't say a fucking word. I got up, walked off, got in my car, and left. And that was the last time I saw that motherfucker again. He never showed up to practice again.
Damn.
Yeah.
People have like anxiety. I feel like that's the same thing. I went to Appalachian State. I know, very surprising. I'm so like classy and like really fancy and everything. So I go to Appalachian State, and I used to work at Mountain House, which was a knockoff Cracker Barrel. I know, also very surprising. And I used to come home to my apartment and like have my little Cracker Barrel outfit on, and there was this dude who would like just look moon-eyed at me. He was just like, just act like, oh, you're so beautiful.
The Cracker
you know,
Barrel
just
goddess
like,
has come back home. Oh
like,
no!
Is she is the second hottest girl who works at that knockoff Cracker Barrel. And he would just sit and like watch me from the balcony and just be all moon-eyed. I
There's
don't
a
think
balcony.
he knew I could see him.
Oh.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
sounds better than Cracker Barrel.
patio. Like,
No.
there were also a lot of like raccoons and stuff in that parking lot. But so one day he was like, I wish you would just let me take you to dinner. And I was like, fine. Okay.
I'm hungry.
Let's go. Like, I will go to dinner with you. And he was like, okay, I'm going to pick you up at 7. This boy showed up so drunk.
What?
To the porch, like, truly, I was like, whatever, I'm gonna drive you. I was like, fine, like, you wanted this dude, like, wanted to go to the friggin' place.
Now, did you feel you had the upper hand at this point? Like, did you take control?
When
of
he
the
showed up
situation?
drunk on our doorstep, fuck yeah.
No, not really. I was just like, I'm just gonna see what happens, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's not a lot to do in Watauga County on a Friday night. Like, we're gonna go to this one restaurant. It's fun, dude. You should go up there. Like, I was talking to Krash, and she's like, I have a pet raccoon. I was like, I went to Appalachian State. We are friends now. I think we're cousins. Like,
Might be.
and
Prima?
maybe.
What language you're speaking right now?
I don't know what she said.
That's my sister.
Krash.
That's my blood sister.
Oh, prima. See, mi prima. Sorry, guys. This is Antioch.
It is a little
she is my
Mexico
cousin.
around here. I've been
She is
around.
my cousin.
I got Mexican children. I can say that.
Actually,
And I got a half black brother too, so I can say other things.
No!
We're all
No.
family over here.
Guess it.
Yeah.
Dr. Flamboyant, please bail us out before we
Oh my God.
Give us a subscription, sir.
Oh, hey, let's do a shot. That's what
do a
it's
shot.
all about.
Shot.
Oh,
to Micah,
It's all right.
Micah,
If you want
Micah,
more, we can-
right? Is it
This is great. Yeah, Micah, thank you.
Nico.
Miko?
That's what you
Go
called
get
her to
that Red
start.
Ryder.
You like Mika, Miko?
Can I get a shot?
Absolutely not.
No.
All right.
You can only have cheese pizza as well.
Can you describe the voice in your head?
The voice in my head.
Do you have a voice in your head? You have a voice in your head.
The voice in my head. I think I do have a voice in my head.
We want to talk to the
And,
voice in the head.
The voice in the head. The voice in the head is called clinical anxiety.
Oh!
And she doesn't think anything I do is good enough. So
Well, your
no,
mom
we're
must
working
have
on
still
that.
done.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I think when you're a mom, you're just like want to do the right thing, but you're still a person. You want to be yourself, and so sometimes I'm probably a little bit hard on myself in the brain. I don't know if that's like a fun question.
Everybody is.
We're clapping.
So like, the voice in my head was my voice forever. And all right, so
I know what you mean.
So, there's times where it's like and I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's a physical voice, but there's this thing that's like, do it.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Do it. And you're like, no,
Well,
I'm not doing
the little
that.
angel on his shoulder got killed.
No, I don't have an angel. No, there's two devils.
I got one.
There's two devils.
I got one.
And they're just like, do it.
Don't
do it.
Don't do it.
No, but I got do it. Do it.
Come
do
on,
it.
pussy, hurry up. Do it.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of times where I've been in situations where just like, I don't know what to do. I just know I'm supposed to do this. And it's just...
You probably need the opposite of what they tell you.
I think we need to switch because I think you have two devils and I have two angels, and they're both like,
oh, you don't
what
want
would
one
your
of these
mother-in-law
No.
think?
No.
Not a good idea.
No. I'm actually surprised I've made it to 50.
Congratulations, old man.
Congratulations.
I'm actually surprised. I mean, actually, February. I mean, don't. Yeah, I'm
Not 50 yet.
I haven't made it there yet.
It's a long time till then, so.
Hey, it is. But I mean, I'm surprised. Like, I've even made it to 45. And like, I figure I'd be dead of a heart attack. I thought apparently anxiety is great in me because I thought I was having a heart attack.
Stress.
I went to the fucking the hospital. They did all the checks on me. Fucking awesome as hell. My heart's fucking awesome, which that does not give me good information. Like, if you told me my heart was fucked up or something like that, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to take it easy or something like that. But you're telling me, it's like, hey, you're fit as a fucking fiddle. Oh, well, I like alcohol. I like psychedelics. You know,
I think psychedelics are good for you, though, right?
Oh,
they are good for you.
Soccer mom, sucker.
Sorry,
Sorry, I just saw that nice Michael Pollan documentary on Netflix. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
It looks
So,
like some sound research.
For anxiety, the best thing that I've found. Now, different drugs do different things.
Is it really?
Like mushrooms, I found great insight. Although in mushrooms, I divorced my wife. Like, after that,
it gave you enough courage.
No, it gave me the insight. I was like, hey, this is what's stressing you the fuck out. So you need to cut this out, cut this out, and cut this out, and cut this out. And it's a scary thing. But it's the MDMA that worked for my anxiety. You're talking about, like, going through 15 years of the medical system where they want to put you on this, that, and the other, and nothing works, and everything has its own side effects.
They don't want a cure. They want
this thing
customers.
makes you want to cut, slice your fucking wrist. This thing, doesn't make your dick work. This thing does this. This thing, it's just like everything has a side effect. Nothing works. But you take fucking my daughter gave me 0.4 milligrams of MDMA. And holy
Let's
shit.
give it up for a healthy father-daughter
There you go.
relationship.
There you go.
A
But-
fan.
There you go. But it was like literally a reset button. Like, all of a sudden, like, it was just like I even texted her thank you, and she knew exactly what had happened. Like, she didn't know I took it. I didn't tell her I was taking it, but all I did was text her thank you, and she was like, you're welcome. She knew exactly what the fuck I was talking about. But it was like, for dealing with anxiety for 15 years, and they're putting on you all this shit. And when you go to your doctor sends you to a therapist, your therapist sends you to a psychiatrist. Your psychiatrist tells you have to continue seeing the therapist so you can get your drugs. And then your therapist tells you need Jesus. Well, no offense to anybody, but it's just like when my therapist is telling me that I need Jesus, then all of a sudden I realize I'm at the end of the fucking rope. And then 2 months later, I do 0.4 milligrams of fucking MDMA, and holy shit, it was just like the anxiety that I was feeling shattered like an armor of glass. Like, I felt it almost audible that it shattered and broke away. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting there and realizing I'm feeling this peace and this inner calm that I've never felt before. And for 2 hours, this constant, steady peace that made me cry out of joy. And it was just like, so I got to the point where I did it 30 days later, and I didn't need to do it again for 6 months. I didn't need to go do it again for another 6 months, and I got in the habit of doing it for 6 months. Haven't done it in a while. Would love to, but it was one of those things that anybody who has anxiety, I completely fucking suggest MDMA.
Well,
Doctor!
There you go.
Buddy, do it with a buddy, do it with a friend, but do it. I mean, if you're having trouble, if you're struggling, if you're feeling like you need to kill yourself.
So what's the risk of doing this?
So basically, stay hydrated, man. There's no risk.
Make
The things.
sure that you don't have any type of psychosis, any type of delusion.
I would say under other like LSD and
So
mushrooms.
you just said ride the bus, don't drive the bus.
Don't drive
The main thing.
Always good advice.
Okay, so if you are under depressants, any type of antipsychotics,
Stop them before you take
you
it
need
because
to-
it releases serotonin.
you wind up having bad side effects. You can't do psychedelics and be on these pharmaceuticals.
Oh.
You can't do
All
it.
of those nasty
So
side
get
effects-
off the pharmaceuticals and then, get a test kit because then this is the day and age of fentanyl. Fentanyl will kill a motherfucker in 3 seconds and you're done. You think you're doing fucking Molly, you're thinking you're doing DMT,
Yeah,
you're fucking dead.
a lot of these young
So make sure that
folks
you
do.
definitely have a test kit. But as far as that, I mean, if you're struggling, anybody that has my number, man, fucking call me because I've been through it and I give you 15 years of fucking experience of dealing with it. It's one of those things that, you wind up reaching at the end of your rope. But luckily for me, I wound up finding something that gave me the thought process that there's not, there's, I mean, how do I put it? Basically, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You don't have to struggle with it. There is a hope. All these people are putting you on all these things. They're just taking your money. And that's what it all comes down to is a business. But if you want to get out of the business and you don't want to deal with the lies, then definitely. Right now they're doing so many studies now, and it's really picking up. Do your research on it. But ketamine. Ketamine is another big thing right now for people going in and having that same reset. It's not the same, but it's to that point where it's just getting your head to fucking open up with the serotonin. Because that's what your body is wanting. You're so pent up. Everything is giving you that point where you're so pent up, and it's just giving you that.
Well,
I agree.
When you think about all these indigenous cultures all over the world that were using these chemicals for years, and would have like a trusted person who's like your medicine
The leader,
man or woman who like helps
shaman.
sits with you, a shaman
We
who like
stacked that.
helps you through that, and then like you have colonialism and they shut it down, and capitalism and like
What's all
doctors.
corporation now? Pfizer and
Yeah.
Johnson and Johnson, Procter. They.
On this one.
What's
What
up,
you got,
Krash?
Krash?
Do you mind?
Get to the depressing things about life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Krash. Hi, my name is Krash.
So the shitty thing about the pharmaceutical industry is that a lot of it is based on negating the side effects of the other drugs that you are on.
Yeah, once I get you on this,
Take
one, I don't
this
give
to
a fuck.
wake up, take this to knock yourself out, take this to feel stabilized, take this to feel energetic. So when I was 16 years old, they put me on the adult schizophrenia dose of Seroquel, which in smaller doses is used as a sleep aid, but in larger doses is used as an antipsychotic, which suppresses symptoms like hallucinations and delusions. This medication that a trusted adult put me on made me gain 22 pounds in 30 days. It made me sleep 18 hours a day and fail most of my classes for junior year. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it. An antidepressant can help some people, but when you're on 7 things, you need to take a step back and think about the real life things that you can do for yourself, like meditation, going in nature, and the natural things that exist for you, because it is an industry that is based on suffering and profiting off of
It is a
those
business, and I
who
think
are
that's
suffering.
what people have to realize, that it is a business. They have a product. They are selling that product, and they don't give a fuck about the side effects and who they're hurting. And, there's a lot of people that complain. Weight gain is the biggest thing for a lot of these drugs. But, I don't know, just...
Man, you guys are gonna love my anarchist commune.
That sounds
Just don't make
great.
it like the garden. There was actually a cult in Tennessee that claimed to be an anarchist commune that turned into just madness. People wearing their skins of their dead dogs. Stuff.
Wow.
That's disgusting.
Was that The Walking Dead?
I actually met the cult leader when I worked at the ice cream coffee shop.
Oh,
He came
shit.
and invited me to join the Commune, and then I saw a Vice documentary about it a year later.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
So that's kind of a misrepresentation of that. But there are a lot of communes in Tennessee. Anybody ever been to Summertown, to the farm?
To an extent, I've been on the outskirts of it, like mudding with some hillbillies out in Summertown.
So as a kid,
But I was never actually. It's all fenced off their property. Never was on the other side of the fence.
So I was. So as a kid, there was always that one dude that had the connection to the folks at Summertown. The one hippie dude. He was always in a fucking tie-dye. He was always like, hey, man. Like that stereotypical dude. So we knew that one dude, and we would go out to Summertown. And, of course, they would have mushrooms and whatever you want. But what was crazy is, like, of course, they would have things like ice bean. So it was ice cream, but just made out of the soybeans. So yeah. So they would like.
What?
So they were a commune. It was a hippie commune. They grew their own food, everything that they did, but then they would make their own versions of what you would get out in the outside world. But in their own little bubble, they made everything their own. So they would have this product called Ice Bean. Now I would have to say that if you never had Ice Bean before, it is an acquired taste.
I had miso soup, and I thought that was terrible. Drinking bean soup.
Why did you even eat that? Do you know what that is?
No.
Delicious.
All right.
He said no.
They just said it's.
I'm not listening to her.
They said it's kind
Dr.
of like.
Flamboyant, do you have a question for it?
Sure, not about miso soup.
We've
though.
gone the last 15 minutes of depressing the audience.
Sorry,
Jesus
I feel like I failed as
She's
a
looking for this to
comic.
cheer you up. Let's see what it is.
It's the Miko Depression Hour.
Sorry, I thought it was funny, and then I made everyone remember their mental illness.
You fucked up here, bitch. Damn it.
I can't help. Like I'm like too supportive.
You took us there.
Sorry.
I can't.
You can't ask her that.
I can't
I
ask
gotta
that.
see what you want to ask.
What is it?
It's not gonna get any happier in here.
That's actually a good question.
I know it's a good question, but have you ever seen a ghost? See, you got some oohs.
I haven't.
We didn't ask you.
Well, let's go ahead and just get it out of there, out of the way.
I don't think I've ever seen a ghost. I did have a somewhat like religious experience as a child when I had a high fever.
You saw Jesus?
I felt a presence for sure. And I was raised in a religious household, so I
What
I was
denomination?
close to. I was raised as like a non-denominational Christian. Stop it, you little youth group. True. Stop it. And I definitely interpreted it as I really felt close to God. Maybe I was really sick and I really felt closest to God, and that night I was like, I'm gonna be a nun. But that didn't work out. That didn't work out. So maybe the Holy Ghost, I don't know.
I have never seen a ghost.
No.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
No. I can't say I've ever seen a ghost, but you definitely feel shit, and shit happens, man. Dude, I gotta say it. All right, I dropped a little nug of weed on the floor last weekend after the podcast, right? I mean, this shit was like my pinky nail size, right? And I was like, I got a baby, I can't do this shit. So I picked it up, I put it on the kitchen counter, right? The next day I come from work, and the weed's not there. So I go ask my girl, I'm like, hey, what the fuck? She goes, no, I didn't touch the counter. I sweep my hand on this counter. I'm like, well, okay, whatever, it's a little nut, but what the hell happened, The next night I come home from work, and we've cooked, we've cleaned and shit over the day and everything. There's a little piece of weed is right there on the fucking counter. And I promise you, I touched every bit. Man, it's some crazy shit, dude.
Was that your little cute baby inside?
Yes, if you saw a baby inside, I will claim it.
So cute. I could not. I went to go pee and I was like, oh.
True story. If you have a kid, the state says, hey, you got 90 days. If you don't want to claim this kid, just tell me in 90 days and you're good. I'm like, the fuck, man?
Yeah, they gotta
I've
raise-
already been here, but I've already been a kid 24 hours. Like shit.
You must not be married.
They gotta use.
No, I'm not
If
married.
you're married.
Made that mistake.
If you're married, that is your kid.
Interesting. Well, it is my kid. It's been past 90 days now. It's my kid now.
You didn't get. So when I had my baby, I had people come to me and call me outside of the situation.
No, they came into the room.
No. So they said, hey, you come here a minute, and called me out to the hall and like, hey, we want to talk to you for a second.
Oh.
And took me like into an elevator, and we went down into like a hallway that was like for the fucking CIA or something. I don't know. We go into a little room, and they sit me down, and like this woman comes out with a file. She sets it down. She's like, do you want to contest this child? I'm like, what? Do you think that this child is not yours? Like, what? She starts giving me all these fucking information. Like, you could opt out right now. And
Yeah.
So
they did it in the room
with her there.
Yeah, she was laying. The kid wasn't in the room with us, but yeah, Beth was in the room. She's in the hospital bed. And she's like, so before y'all leave, like you have 9 days to contest this, but sign here if you want to accept knowledge of this kid and shit.
They
like,
called me out into like a
No,
whole
I
other
said
part
right
of
in
the
front of her,
building,
man.
or just like, hey, do you think this kid's yours?
Wow.
See, if you're married when you have the kid, your husband, that is his kid, even if it's not
That's right.
genetically yours.
He's got to find the
he
other
has
guy
to-
and prove it.
He has to
or you have
pay
to do a
child
chest.
support.
Oh, you have to.
I told her it came out black. I was not signing anything. Straight up, man. It did not come out black, so I did sign the paper.
That baby is cute.
Thank you.
So pretty. I mean, I have like an almost 2-year-old, and I was like, ooh,
You can have it.
so cute.
You can have it. I'm sure they'll give it to you.
We'll talk. We'll talk. Not on air.
It's a pretty baby. I have 3 girls
Raccoon or the
already.
baby, whichever one you want.
See, okay, and that's one thing. Is like, I see some ugly fucking babies up there, and I've never been with somebody that's like, oh, it's a cute baby. Some babies are cute and shit, but I have not had a single motherfucker, any fucking doctor's office, grocery store, anywhere, say, oh, your baby's fucking ugly. And I'm not intimidated. If you want to talk shit about my kid, talk shit about my kid. I can't beat your ass about it.
Well,
but
you know, they do say that the ugly ones are the ones that wind up making it to Hollywood. They start off cute. They wind up getting ugly. You ever see that, like a really cute baby? You ever like grow up with some, like next door to some people long enough to, probably not, but you're kind of a young dude. But like, you know, I've lived next 10 years next to, and I actually watched this kid be like a really like cute kid grow up to be like a horrible looking
so
teenager.
my kid's gonna be fucking ugly, is what you're saying.
Ugly duckling.
But then you have some
Reverse
kids that are like ugly as shit. But you watch them grow up, you're like, holy fuck.
It's an old school saying. Like my mother-in-law told me this saying. It's like Beauty in the Cradle, like playing at the table or something.
So okay. So are you saying is in both sides of the table saying my kid's gonna be ugly?
Your kid is beautiful.
What?
My
Is, yeah.
my
He said
kid
gonna.
is-
No, right
my-
now your kid is ugly as
your-
fuck.
No, this baby is
Your
cute.
kid's ugly as fuck right now.
I've seen lots of babies, and that is the
Ugliest.
baby I'll see.
It's a pretty baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, our, where are we at now?
Logan Drew.
Fourth comedian of the evening, Logan Teichmann.
Did he get the name right?
You got pretty close. It's Logan Teichmann.
Teichmann.
Yeah, but my dad calls me a disappointment. So. Oh man. Anyways, what's up, guys? I'm Logan. Thanks. Thank you all for that awesome opening about depression and almost killing ourselves before we did drugs. Now I'm in a mood to laugh. Anyways, the Mega Million was at $1 billion this weekend. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Did y'all buy tickets?
No.
Yeah. You did?
I lost $4.
You fucking loser. See, I like to go to the casino and lose my money like a real man. Fuck yeah! Man, but I lose money there, you know? It's just a foregone conclusion. Like, I walk in with $200 in my hand, just fucking ready to hand it away. And so I went to the casino with a Christian friend of mine. And I asked him as we're walking in, I'm like, hey man, how much money are you ready to lose? And he looks at me and goes, no. God's not going to let me lose this money.
Oh, he fucked up there.
Oh, end of the night, he was bankrupt and atheist. But he was 25. It was time to grow up.
That's good.
Oh, man. Anyways, I've been applying for jobs recently. I fucking hate doing that. Y'all hate filling out applications?
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And the worst part about it, too, is like, I feel like a fuckboy doing it. You know what I mean at all? Like I'm messaging these companies at 2 a.m. on LinkedIn like, what up? You hiring? I think I'd be good for that position. But yeah, sending out my resume like it's a dick pic, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Y'all need some upper management? Here's a real penis.
Yeah, I'll be the biggest dick in the room.
That's right.
Anyway, speaking of penises, I'm glad I'm not a teenager anymore. You guys know, like girls, I know y'all think you have it hard. Guys, when we're teenagers, we really have it hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally, for no reason. You know what I'm talking? You guys remember like being 13, just getting an erection like out of the fucking blue?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the worst.
It is. It's worse than anything women will ever and have ever gone through.
Dude, I'm sorry to interrupt. We had to recite the Gettysburg Address in 9th grade. This poor guy got called on when he had that same issue, a boner.
Yeah.
He gets up there, he was called Abe from then on out, 4 years in a row. He was Abe. All right, continue, my bad.
He didn't just put a top hat over it?
No. He rolled with it.
Did y'all have names for it? We had a word to describe that phenomenon. We called it a Narb. It's an acronym.
Morningwood.
Yeah, at all times of the day. No, we call it a Narb, a no apparent reason boner. Right? Like we were 13, we were stupid as shit, but somehow we came up with that perfect phrase because nothing describes it better. Holy shit, I've got a boner. Is there a reason? Apparently no. And I mean, you think that guy's story was bad? I swear, I have the worst Narb story of all time.
Ooh.
Yeah, get ready for this one. It was 7th grade. My social studies teacher decides she's going to bring in this 90-year-old woman who survived the Holocaust.
Oh no.
And it's worse than you're thinking.
Oh no.
So this woman's name was Ruth Goldstein, and she's 90, and she's talking to us about surviving Dachau, and everything's fine. But then the teacher, Miss Smith, she says, all right, for Miss Goldstein coming out here, I think we should all stand up and shake her hand, all right? And I stand up, and my dick stands up, and so I sit down, right? 'Cause this is early on in the boner game for me. I don't know the techniques. I didn't know the Yosemite Sam walk. I had no other choice but to just sit down. And so everybody lines up and they're all shaking her hand, and I think there's not going to be a problem. But then I see Miss Goldstein just eyeball me, stare me up and down. I'm like, oh shit,
Look at this
shit. And so she mutters something to the teacher, and the teacher says, Mr. Teichmann, stand up and shake her hand. And the whole class turns and looks at me.
Oh.
And you would think that would make the erection go away, but it just got firmer.
Right.
That was when I learned that I'm a performer.
That's right.
And so, anyways, Miss Goldstein, the clearest thing that she said all day, she leans forward and she goes, Teichmann, German. Oh, no! Makes sense. I'm like, all right, bitch, we'll do this. And so I stand up, and really the only trick that I knew at this point was the waistband trick. You know that one? You've heard of it? Yeah. Only problem was I'm wearing gym shorts.
Oh.
Like really ratty, loose waistband gym shorts that are not up to the task. And so all eyes on me, I try to flip it up. Gym shorts cannot do their job.
Nope.
And Miss Goldstein goes from making eyes with me to locking eyes with something a little bit below the waist.
Oh.
And I felt so bad for her too, because here she is, this 90-year-old Jewish woman. She survived the Holocaust. She's thinking, oh my God, I have gotten through every atrocity that the German people can commit. And 13-year-old me is like, no, I got one more.
Oh.
All right, that's all I've got for y'all.
All right, come on over, bud. Would you like a shot?
Oh, always.
Always.
I don't know how many more shots that we can do. Not C boner.
The fourth Reich. Stop.
Well, you got to fill it up.
No, we don't have halfsies right here. Real men drink halfsies.
I have seen one of these is actually a full
these were
shot.
double shots. I don't know that on that one, but
I trust it.
I feel like I've been
give
giving
me
it
a
a
shot.
shot.
Yeah, I got you.
I've been betrayed.
You get a new shot glass.
Oh, y'all are COVID conscious. New shot glasses for.
I'm vaccinated.
COVID conscious.
You guys are down with it.
All right.
We're doing this.
Yeah, we're doing this. Are we doing this? Are we doing this?
Here's to the fourth Reich.
What the
The fourth Reich is his penis.
What the fuck was
It's
that?
okay. You're saying no to his penis. You're not allowed to say that.
Yeah, it's just as terrifying as Hitler's reign was. So.
It could be. We don't know.
He's a fairly big dude.
We don't know.
I can only imagine his penis would be an implement of death.
Vladimir. They call him Genghis Khan.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. No, I
Did you
wish
catch
I
a glimpse?
You did not impress Dr. Flamboyant. He has seen better penises.
By the way, I'm pretty sure Dr. Flamboyant, I think that's my dad's proctologist. That's what he says every time they
He
get back.
has side jobs.
$20 is $20.
How long have you been doing comedy, man?
Oh, man, actually, Tuesday will make 3 weeks.
Fucking A, dude.
Nice.
Fuck it. You're damn near a natural. That's pretty good.
Oh, thank you. That's
That's
the
pretty
alcohol.
good.
Hey, I asked him for a promo pic, and he sends me his promo pic, and I look at it, I was like, God damn. And so I asked him if it was Photoshopped. He said it was, but it was him in front of a car that exploded on the exit ramp or some shit like that.
Hell yeah,
But
dude.
like, that impressed me more than anything. I was like, yes, this dude definitely.
Oh yeah.
You need to change it to like a dumpster fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll say my last comedy show. No, the story behind that is I was teaching English at this inner city school, and the kids were just, roasting me relentlessly. They're like, fucking you.
How do I read things?
Yeah, exactly. And so I told my girlfriend, and she was like, I got you. And so she made that picture, and she was like, show this to them. That'll get you street cred.
There you go.
Oh.
That's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Yeah.
Like a picture of you, like a gold chain, this huge snake around, and you got a crown
Copy and
on.
put it in a PowerPoint.
Look at
Fuck yeah.
Next day, yeah. No, I told her she should
What's the
have.
worst thing you had to deal with that shit?
Yeah.
With teaching?
Yeah.
You had to break up little fights?
Oh, not little fight. I mean like big
fight.
Little
Yeah.
people fight,
What-
little kids fight big fights?
What grade? What age range are we talking about?
9th and 10th grade.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Big fights.
Yeah.
Big
Dude, they're probably
fights.
fighting each other with boners the whole time.
Yeah, everybody's hard. Except for me. I want to go on record.
There's laws against that. Dr. Flamboyant, do you have a question, sir?
All right, Teach. What's the best cure for a hangover?
Oh, God. One gun and one bullet.
Oh! If I shot myself every time I had a hangover, my
Could have
God.
with an egg or
A burger? No, he's like, just fucking kill me.
That's it.
I'm out.
It's over. My brain's done.
Y'all were talking about inner voices earlier. Like, I really don't have that. But I swear to you, like, after a night of drinking, when I wake up hungover, my first thought is like, you don't have to deal with this.
Kill yourself. Kill yourself.
The hangover
always
can be
an
over
option.
this quick. Yeah.
That is the best.
Yeah, just a yellow one. I appreciate that, not red.
What's your hangover cure, Rev?
For me?
You got one? Yeah.
Actually, the best thing,
Giving or getting?
Giving.
definitely getting, receiving, definitely. I mean, you don't want to be hungover and give head. I mean,
Jeez.
My dick is not.
but no, man. Like for me, the best thing for a hangover is like a cup of coffee and a joint. Just like any other start of the day, a cup of coffee.
I treat a hangover day like no other different day.
So like Chinese food.
Mexican food saved my life.
I'm gonna tell you something. Like after this show in the morning, to go to like a Chinese buffet at 11 o'clock in the
Oh, I
morning.
bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
I'm telling you that's heaven. To wake up at like 10 a.m. and like smoke a joint and then go to the Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
That's all it is in the world right there.
That's some good kitty cat,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
How about a blowjob, a joint, and Chinese food at 11 a.m.?
So how about a joint, Chinese
man's not in
food,
heaven.
a nap, and then a blowjob? Because
sounds good
I'm
to me.
50, man. I need a nap in there somewhere.
I mean, that works for me.
No, you're not 50 yet. You're not.
Not yet.
49. Come on.
You really push
Yeah,
it
you
to 50,
are.
you think you're going to get there.
You're like out to jinx yourself tonight.
So actually, we're talking about the voices in your head. Do you guys ever hear?
one?
Obviously, all right. So have you ever heard just something just kind of pop in your head and you're like, what the fuck was that? So
Dude.
I heard this thing called. So basically, I'm sitting there just chilling out. Of course, I'm always high, so I can always blame things on drugs. But like, I'm always high, so I'm not gonna blame things on drugs. But I got this fucking thing in my head that was like, you've got 7 cycles of 7. I was like, what the fuck is that? I'm not listening to Tool or
That
anything
doesn't
like
equal
that.
42.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
That doesn't equal 42.
Right. No, equals like
49.
49, yeah.
49, yeah.
I'm space 40 tigers.
Right.
Sorry.
So then, like, and that I was at 47 at that point, right? So now I'm 49.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So now I'm 49, and like I still like think that. And the thing is, like, the voice in my head up to a point was my voice, but when I heard this voice, it was not my voice. It was another person's.
You're getting close to losing your soul.
I mean,
I'm
no,
telling
you
you.
want to know what?
But what's crazy about that is just like now the fact that like I've turned 49 and I'm like thinking about that is like, well, maybe I should be like putting some things into order. Like maybe
Your
I should,
doctor
like,
said you're okay.
Yeah.
Your heart's okay, so fuck
Did
it.
you
Yeah.
wake up on a golf
They
course
also
with
don't give
numbers
one
on
fuck
your
about you, so they can just say whatever and pass you along like cattle.
So now
you
that
don't
you
make
talked
it fun.
about that,
Yeah.
so there was this point in time up to probably right before I met you is when it stopped. But there was this point that I would wake up in the morning and there would be shit written on me in Sharpie marker. And shit you not.
This
No.
This was after a frat party, right?
No.
What?
Completely sober, going to bed, 10 o'clock, 11
Dude,
o'clock.
you didn't like wake up with your butt.
You
so
should have brought us up
hard
with a ghost
that-
question.
So my ex-wife wound
Yeah.
up taking pictures. I really wish I would have gotten copies of these
She probably
pictures
did.
before you
Yeah.
showed up.
I don't-
No, it was in
Right.
my handwriting.
Oh,
But it was like Donnie Darko shit. But it was all over my body.
It's like
when-
Memento.
Yeah, it was like fucking Memento. Is exactly what it was. But it was just like like no one dies alone. Like Donnie Darko shit. But then other shit.
At least
too.
it was kind of like reinforced, you know?
Okay, so
I wish I could wake up to inspirational
Before
quotes in
this-
my body.
This is called
Wait,
possession.
defend it
So.
No.
before you
this
met me?
is a side effect of drugs. Before so when they started putting me on the drugs for anxiety, I would get on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was
He honest on
there was
something.
one morning. All right, so this all started with there was a sleeping drug called
Was it Ambien?
That's what fucked Roseanne up.
Ambien.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
a
the
little
one that,
thing-
like they say in the side effects in the commercials.
Gambling.
You might wake up in a different house. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
So the first time I ever woke up from Ambien, I worked at Kmart at the time, which I would get up at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning, get off at like 2. I woke up on the interstate, dressed for work,
What?
on a Saturday, thinking I had to be at work. I woke up driving my 4x4 fucking Blazer down 24. I woke up, dressed for work, thinking I had to be at work. That's Ambien.
That's fucking insane.
That'd have been the last time I took Ambien, whether a doctor said so or not.
They were telling me it wasn't the Ambien. Then I would wake
Well, they
up.
lied.
Then I would wake up and I had the Batman symbol shaved. All my chest hair was gone except for the Batman symbol in hair.
No.
That's
No.
bad. Like,
And I
couldn't do
see
that
people
sober.
doing that
That's
now with the
awesome.
bras and shit.
No.
But like then I would wake up and I would wake up and I would be like full, like burping, like I ate a meal or something like that. Then I would go into the kitchen to fucking make my coffee for the fucking morning, and there would be a mess in the kitchen like someone was up all night cooking.
Like Harry.
Hello!
Oh my God, no.
That's the experience I had when I was traveling for.
Into the mic.
Go to the mic.
Switch the camera.
Oh, you should have switched to
Yeah,
first
let's
crash.
Oh no, Drew's gonna crash the whole podcast.
2.
Are you dead? Drew?
All right. What's
Drew,
your
if
crash?
comedy doesn't work out for
So-
you, this is you're calling.
You got
When
that
I
good
was-
finger, man.
When I was about like 5 or 6 years old, I had gone on a trip with my parents to go to like my cousin's wedding or something. We were in Austin, Texas, in a hotel, No, it was actually a motel. It was a Super 8. And there was this lady.
Nothing good happens at a
who was There was this lady who was on Ambien, and she kept knocking on our fucking door because she thought it was her fucking room. That's not the problem. Sooner or later, her pimp came around knocking on doors.
He wants our money. For my money. We didn't do
She
anything.
thought that was the room that she was in.
Oh,
So, my 35-year-old and 45-year-old parents wake up to this fucking pimp banging on the door, asking for his $500.
$500? Whoa!
$500.
He better have a purple fucking suit on, dude.
I didn't
The
actually
gold
see
teeth.
it, so I can't like judge any kind of value. I didn't have any kind of like testing results or anything on her, so I can't like deem an estimate on value here. But holy shit!
She
dude.
wasn't worth $500.
At 6 years old.
If you're a Super 8, $50 maybe. Maybe.
It's a Super
No,
8. I'm
once you spend $500 on the whore, you can't afford a cheaper hotel room.
Like he bought an 8-ball.
There you go, yeah.
The pool at Super 8 could literally be researched by a biology department for like algae and just like micro.
Did anybody
man.
see that picture that
New
Timo
life could come out of a
posted of
Super
that
8.
that pool that he's staying at, the hotel? So anyway, Tony Morell. All right. So like he's staying at this hotel and he wound up fucking posting this picture where he did a fucking routine out in front of this pool. Holy shit! Y'all ever see Poltergeist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you always imagine like corpses coming out of this mud during a comedy show.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final comedian of the evening. Welcome, Drew Davis.
We're doing it. Woo! Deliciously nothing. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for being the first one to be addressed at.
Yeah,
I'm
welcome.
joking.
I like thanking people. Thank you all for wherever you're at for watching.
I like that.
And also other comedians. Thank you guys for.
Yeah!
I can't help it. I'm an encouraging person. I just, I feel like you should always thank people. It's part of my personality. I also think I always like to thank the comedians because I feel like if more people thanked us and encouraged us when we were kids, we wouldn't be here. But I'm happy to be here in more ways than one. Nashville's home for me, and I just moved back a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be back. I live near Memphis. I grew up here, but for the past few years I lived in Memphis, in a really rough part of Memphis called Memphis. And I've had to remind people a lot lately. They've been hearing my voice, and I know what you're thinking. I have the voice of every single black comedian you've ever met when they're impersonating a white person. It is literally, they're all just doing my voice. You're like, oh, that's where I recognize them from. My favorite black comedian.
You should get royalties.
Right? Like, I feel like I've been robbed. Like, But, so it's nice to be here. I like this podcast. I like that you guys are a lot of musical people. I brought a few musical jokes for you. So yeah, I grew up in Brentwood, Tennessee. And I went to Brentwood High School, and another a famous person from Brentwood High School is Kesha.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to admit that?
Yes. There's a music teacher somewhere in Brentwood, Tennessee that wakes up in the morning feeling like failure. That's the end of this. And the music teacher wakes up feeling like a failure. I'm just kidding. I'm mildly ashamed to admit, but I don't mind Kesha. I enjoy a good Kesha song. And I used to tell that joke. I was like, yeah, John agrees. He likes Kesha too. He was like, I don't have to be shamed. I'm like, I'm going to shame you. But I used to tell that Kesha joke a lot, and I was always worried that people would get offended or bothered. In my mind, it was always like sorority girls would get angry, especially when it was a newer joke and Kesha was still a more relevant artist. But one time at a show, I told that joke, and then at the end, the largest, scariest looking guy I've ever seen in my entire life gets up. He's like, "Hey, I gotta tell you something," and I'm just like, "Dude, you can tell me whatever you want. We're good." And then he pulls his phone out, and on his phone he has a picture of him and Kesha at a Kesha concert both dressed up as Kesha. And he's like, does this look like a failure to you? And I was like, she doesn't. I also have another musical joke for you. Another one of my favorite artists is Avril Lavigne. Like, yeah, there we go.
He's a skater boy.
Yeah, there we go. I love it. I'm big into punk rock. That's my style. And early 2000s music. That's where that me and John are the same person. Same height, same look, everything. So my favorite thing about Avril Lavigne is the conspiracy theory that goes with Avril Lavigne. I know we all know it, right?
They say that she's been switched pretty much, right?
Yeah, so here's...
I'd say that Dave Chappelle's a little stronger. That is not Dave Chappelle no more.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a clown.
In case anyone's wondering, and kids are watching this and they're like, who's Avril Lavigne and what's the conspiracy theory? And I'm 12. But, so the idea was that that's midway into her career, because her voice changed and her look changed so much, people were like, she was kidnapped, possibly murdered, and replaced with a body double. Which is a crazy theory, and so much of the internet
keep the brand
is all
growing.
about it. Like, you go on
You gotta
TikTok
keep the
and you
brand
watch
going.
Avril Lavigne videos, all the comments are people are like, the real Avril Lavigne would never stand for us. Like, people are serious about this, and I think that's crazy. That is more believable for the mass internet that Avril Lavigne was kidnapped, murdered, and then replaced by a robot, then that maybe she got good at singing. Like, maybe, maybe she figured out how to do her job. So I just moved back to Nashville to pursue full-time comedy, and it's something I'm very excited about, which means I also just left my youth ministry job of 15 years, and I always answer the same two questions right away. Yes, I still believe in God. And
Amen, brother.
Thank you. And no, I didn't. So I'm a pro-Christian. I'm a very progressive Christian. And in West Tennessee, that got me in trouble a lot. But I just have a lot of like very open-minded and liberal beliefs for Christianity. And I'll give you the most controversial opinion that I have that gets me in trouble all the time, especially around Christians. And that belief is this: Chick-fil-A is just okay.
Zaxby's, baby!
I divided the room here. You guys can't see it, but we got some people that are hating me and some people that are... Anyway, have you ever told a Christian that Chick-fil-A is just okay? Like,
you just did.
They do not like it. It is, yeah. It's like, I don't know, like some people brag about how often they go to Chick-fil-A, like that's supposed to make them look like a better Christian. Like, they're supposed to be like, I went to Chick-fil-A 4 times last week, and then you're supposed to be like, man, you must have wrote the Bible. You were
Well, ask them how many times they went to Hobby Lobby.
Only when I'm working on my homeschool projects for my 6 kids. So I'm just kidding. That was really mean to homeschool people and Christians. Yeah, they brag about going to Chick-fil-A, and then I try to like double it up. Like, yeah, well, I went to McDonald's 5 times last week. They're like, we can tell, and you should stop. Look, I'll admit, Chick-fil-A has really good chicken, but that's like all they do. And I'm just saying, if you're good at one thing, like, don't make a restaurant about it. Like, you guys don't know this about me, but I'm fantastic at making mac and cheese. I take my Easy Mac, little microwavable cups, and then after I put the cheese and the water in, I add bacon bits. Oh my goodness, game changer.
You need to put that on your Tinder.
But like, I'm not gonna go open up some mac and cheese shop and call it Living Velveeta Loca. That's such a dumb joke. I'm like, don't say that one. And then I'm not gonna tell you like it's the Lord's Noodles. Like, it's have a little humility. Yeah, absolutely, because that's what Jesus was on. I have a whole different Chick-fil-A opinion about being closed on Sunday, but that's not important. You know what restaurant I can really get behind 100%? Like the one that like I'm behind their values. I think they're the real MVPs. I love it. Not sponsored yet, but we're about to be.
That's right.
I love Little Caesars. I'm not ashamed of it. I love their motto is so chill. Like, it's not like God's pizza. It's like hot and ready. good wasn't even in the agreement.
No good.
They don't lie.
Yeah, there you get what you pay for. It is hot. Yeah. Have you ever seen someone complain at Little Caesars? You sure have not.
I did last week.
Really?
A Mexican Karen. The one down here is hot, dude. Every time you get a pizza, it's melting. Like the cheese is like dripping down.
I love it.
It's like the best one ever, really. But this apparently she's been waiting for 35 minutes because it's like the size of a box and there's 30 of it squeezed in there.
30 pizzas or 30
People.
30 people. I might have misspoke.
That is insane.
Anyway, proceed.
If you're complaining about a Little Caesars pizza, there's nothing that can be done.
Exactly.
Like that is the worst. like anyone would. I don't know. I don't think you'd get much sympathy either. Like you'd go up and be like, "Excuse me, this is a cardboard box with like some pizza sauce on it. I was expecting a little
bit more." She was complaining, and then the guy's like, "I agree with you."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't give a fuck.
All they can say
I'm just standing here taking money. I'm not making the pizzas."
All they can say is, "Look, it's warm and in your hands. We have done our job."
Hot and ready.
Yeah, it's right there.
Exactly.
I like to think I'm the Little Caesars of comedy. Like,
hot.
You're
You're hot.
maybe hot and sweaty. You're like, he's not even that good. Well, how much did you pay? Like, I'm here. I showed up. I don't know if you can tell this about me, but I don't do a lot of drugs. Everything.
He's organic.
Yeah. Everything I learned about drugs happened about 30 minutes ago. And that's about it. So it's funny though because I've grown as a person. I was very sheltered, but I've grown and just been more comfortable with everything. There used to be a time where even like seeing someone smoke marijuana, I'd be like, ooh, they're probably a criminal. It was a regular violation call. And like here I am today, totally having a great time.
It's a contact.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe this is my gateway. This is it. 3 weeks out of youth ministry.
Got him.
You ever like hear part of a conversation with no context and think like I need to move? Like I went to a Starbucks recently and this woman just sit down and she's at the table next to me and she looks at whoever she's talking to. Would be weird if it was nobody. But there was a person there. She's like, my doctor said I shouldn't mix my antipsychotics and weed, but I feel fantastic. I literally picked up my coffee and drove home. I was like, well, I don't know much about cigarettes. I'll be the first to admit that. And I did work at a grocery store for a really long time. And I had to. Yeah, I did. Where? Is that what you're asking? Or?
I said,
oh, yeah. That's a weird question.
I don't know where.
But I worked at Publix where shopping is a pleasure. Working's not so much. But so I used to work at customer service desk, and Publix is a bit more pretentious than other grocery stores. So I would have customers be like, "What's your selection of organic cigarettes?" And I had no idea that was a thing.
Tell weed.
I was like, are we in a drug deal? Like, is that grocery for weed? Is that what it is? Turns out American Spirits is the organic cigarette. So now you guys know. So, I want to give you guys one more joke. It's my favorite joke. And maybe you'll like it. Or actually, before that, Justin, not Justin, he's not here.
He's here.
Dr. Flamboyant.
Respect.
I apologize. Respect, yeah. Do you have any favorite jokes that I should do, I should close on, or anything like that?
I don't know. I like all
more. I like this guy.
Oh, he wants more.
Fuck the rest of them.
What's your favorite joke? Did you already tell your favorite joke?
I haven't told him yet.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is my favorite joke. This is usually the one I end on, and I have so much confidence in it, and it's the most disappointing thing ever when people don't laugh. So.
We got you.
But,
I'm getting my chuckles ready.
All right, so oftentimes when there's room with more ladies, I like to flirt with the audience, and then I have been doing a lot of that here. I mean, like married. You kind of scared me a little bit, Fiona. Like,
She looked like she could scrap.
Right before the
she
show,
gonna take
she
no
was
shit from
like,
nobody.
I watch murder documentaries all the time. Anyway, but I do like pickup lines. I do like hitting on women. So here's a pickup line I would say if I was really trying to woo you over. Such a good start, I know. Look, I may not be the best looking guy in the room, but I'm the only one talking to you.
Oh!
I like, and here's why I like that joke. One time I told her at a comedy club, and this woman at the back of the room goes, "That's the nicest thing I've ever heard." I wish a guy would say that to me, and I had two thoughts. One, that's pathetic, and two, I really need to go talk to her.
Yeah.
So I've been Drew and been fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mr. Drew Davis.
Hello there.
Thank you for coming to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me.
How long have you been doing comedy?
10 years.
Oh, right on. Well, definitely shows. Definitely shows.
Thank you.
We would take a shot, but all we have is the gut burner left.
We have a little bit.
I don't know what that means.
There's a shot left there for Drew.
All right,
You take a shot?
Take a shot.
Yeah.
Make him
Have to do the whole
rest of the pizza.
I could eat the rest of the pizza.
You do halfsies with them?
Other halfsies.
Yeah.
Give him more halfsies.
More halfsies.
All right.
There you go.
All right, y'all.
All right, here's a great set for everybody. You guys are fucking
Absolutely. This is a great job.
Awesome. It was a
Fantastic.
killer
All
night
right.
tonight. Definitely a killer night tonight. It was almost a shame that we didn't have a band, but I mean, honestly,
It's not a shame at all.
honestly, we really had a great time tonight with the comedians.
It ain't over.
Thank you to
It
Drew,
ain't over.
Fiona, Micah, to Logan, and to John.
Yeah,
Miko! But now, it is that time of night, ladies and gentlemen, where we guess what is inside Dr. Flamboyant's head. Anybody doesn't know, it is, it's one word. And all you gotta do is guess it. We have different prizes tonight.
Hostile 2.
So right now, we're playing for a DVD.
That's a hell of a prize.
All three hostels. And all you have to do is guess what is inside Dr. Flamboyant's head. There's going to be one hint. The first
That's
hint.
not the hint. Or the word. It's the same card as last week. It's all
trick
good.
card.
All right. No, you gotta go with the one word. It's a toy.
All right, Drew Davis.
All right. Kind of loop around.
Well, when I think of toy, I also think we've talked a lot about food recently, so I'm gonna go with Jack in the Box.
Oh.
No. Good. No, that was
Good
obvious.
answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
A little too deep.
Micah.
A baby dog?
No. That was good though.
Fiona.
Hot Wheels?
No.
No.
I like Hot Wheels as well.
All right, wait. It's what's in your head?
Yeah, I'm thinking of a toy.
One word.
A slinky.
No.
My guy with a slinky over here.
I'm gonna guess a yo-yo.
No. That would have been good.
On theme.
Yeah, Krash is up next.
Rubik's Cube?
No.
That's all.
That was gonna be it, but Rev said one word, and I was like, that's cheating.
All these toys are so
I'm not
much
supposed to guess.
You can't guess, but do you
I
have a
got
guess?
one, I got one.
What is it?
Ren and Stimpy. Wood.
No.
Nobody?
No.
It's a building toy.
Lincoln Logs.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
What is it, Drew?
Jenga.
The like little connector things, like the I forgot what they're called.
Legos?
Yes.
Legos! Legos!
Yes, I forgot what they're called.
Have fun beating off, sir.
What the fuck?
Mr. John Narum.
Please don't beat off the hostel.
Thank you.
I'd be concerned for you.
Win indeed.
I think I helped you with that one.
I feel.
All right, we're gonna have to split it there. If you get tired of watching those, you gotta let Drew watch
Yeah,
it too.
we'll have a movie night.
All
Drew and
right.
I are gonna.
Movie night at the North Carolina Comedy Festival.
Drew and I are gonna cry for 4.5 hours.
I'm a good crying buddy. I don't know.
Second prize.
All right. This is a job.
Oh, wait. All right, so John, you have a chance.
Do you want to trade your prize?
Do you want to trade your prize for what's behind the curtain, or do you want to keep what you have? You can't
Not that
look.
curtain.
You can't look.
It's not that curtain.
You can't look.
It doesn't matter.
So,
It's in his pocket.
do you want to
No,
keep the
it's
DVD, or do you want to trade for what's behind the curtain,
Or what's in my pocket.
or what's within JD's pocket?
Can I split? No. I'll do what's behind the curtain.
Oh!
What is behind the curtain?
I think it's over over here.
Oh, nothing. Open it and grab it yourself.
I got a moving
It is not.
No.
No.
It's a 55
The other
flat
curtain.
screen TV.
No way! Oh!
Put it on! Put it on! Chainmail!
In public.
That's
Yeah, there
hilarious.
you go.
Okay. Now, John, you can.
Everybody get a
Oh,
I
God.
love it.
John, who will you not?
Oh, it fits perfect. You were made for that.
Put your chainmail on. Oh, wait, this is coming off.
All right, get it
I
off.
had to do chainmail first, right?
Hurry up before somebody stabs you.
Drew's been eyeing me all night. You stole my yo-yo jokes. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, he just like instantly got into the Renaissance fair just like
That's
right
so
now.
cool.
This is very cold for a Tennessee night.
Please wear this all week at the open mic. Please.
Do your comedy shows in that. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Somebody help
For a
him.
week.
How do I?
Yeah, come on.
Sleeve. Like, there you go.
There you go.
There
Go
you
up.
Oh, shit.
Up. Go up.
Here we go. Here we
You
go.
make a
Somebody
terrible
yank
night.
his arm.
Logan's got you.
Large.
There you go.
It is not an extra large.
Those knives were tiny.
Oh, this is the greatest thing ever.
Okay.
Here we go. You're not getting out of this.
Hey, my heart is protected. That's what all that matters.
Oh, man.
Warrior.
Your heart would always be protected if you had Jesus Christ in your heart.
Amen.
This is not chain link. This is straight down.
Okay, let's just put it on.
Good enough.
Yeah. Man.
God, I wish we had the plunger right
New
now.
dating.
Oh,
there you
yeah.
go. New dating.
You should have to do like yo-yo tricks in that.
Please.
I love
Oh my
it.
God, do yo-yo tricks in it. Do yo-yo tricks.
Do it.
Oh, man. Steer clear.
Here it is.
Look out, ladies.
Can you even see with it without his full
The
thing?
yo-yo man.
Somebody move the mic. Stand.
Oh!
Look at that.
And he just gained wizard status.
Wow!
Jesus Christ.
That's amazing.
Oh, man.
Marlon can suck his balls.
That's so cool. Please make this like your Tinder dating video with no explanation.
Drew, this is all I'm doing in North Carolina.
I love it.
That is amazing.
You can always be like, you ever seen an Asian night?
Asian. Your whole.
God, give it up.
I did trade.
John, your Netflix special is going to be Asian Night of Comedy.
I love it.
Yes.
I think that's called
Asian night of comedy. He went to an empty mic. There's no mic. Where'd the mic go?
Where did the mic
He
go?
did go to any mic. That is funny.
Alright.
That's great.
All right, Dr. Flamboyant.
Yeah.
What are we playing for now?
Carrie.
Carrie.
There's the original and the remake.
And a
not the
tuber.
2002 one.
Both.
All right,
Alright, I got a job on my mind.
I know it.
Drew.
He is clearly thinking of a cashier.
No!
Oh. All right, Micah.
Miko!
I'm sorry for him.
He can't help himself.
Nurse?
No.
Oh, nice.
Fiona.
Comedian.
No!
That's a good one.
What's the question?
I have a job on my
Only
mind.
medieval answers from you.
Whoa.
A tailor.
No!
Blacksmith.
IRS agent.
No!
Fluffer.
Close.
All right, let's get a hint. What is the hint?
That was the hint.
We talked about it tonight, technically.
All right, and
It's similar to the oldest profession, but it's not the oldest.
Drew Davis.
You know it, Drew? Oh,
Stripper?
she said it. She didn't say it. Strip.
You want the night costume?
Oh, we got Carrie fan over here.
They did make a remake. That's how good the movie was. It wasn't as good as the original, though.
They made two.
Sissy Spacek.
I think John wants to trade the guy costume for a Carrie DVD.
Somebody help this man out of this
Pull it
night
off.
suit.
No one can pull it off like he does.
All right. What is in Dr. Flamboyant's head, Drew Davis?
It's a weapon. Yeah, he rushed you it. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Meet the fuckers.
Meet the Fockers, meet the parents, and the little one. It's a 3-pack.
The weapon that is in your head is the most dangerous of all, which is like a harsh word from a woman rejecting you.
Cut.
Oh!
No.
The words no.
It's a stab.
No.
She's like, a gun.
Axe.
No.
Of course not. Who would say that?
Do they have any words?
It's a weapon.
Does it have any words? It is a word.
Just one word?
Yep.
You don't get extra hits.
I got it.
I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
Oh, give her extra hits! Give her extra hits!
We should have given it to John.
It's your fists.
No.
That's a good one. I mean,
Is it a lance?
No. Close.
Is it a katana?
No. Close.
Think about what a knight would be
All
holding
right, what's
right now.
another hint, Dr. Flamboyant?
Sword?
Yeah.
It is a sword. Damn.
Katana's a sword.
yeah, technically it's in the
You
sword
said
family.
katana, not sword, though. I thought it was close. Okay, Krash. Who do you think deserves it if Miko doesn't deserve it?
She has a new name every day.
I'm gonna
Think
say
about.
Fiona.
She's right in front of you.
All
right.
All right, pass it on down. All right.
Congratulations on
Isn't
your.
there another mystery prize?
We have one more. Yeah. You could trade that in for
Are
the
you sure
mystery
you don't want
prize.
what's in Dr. Flamboyant's pants?
Do you want what's in my pants?
Are you positive?
Mika, do you want what's in Dr. Flamboyant's pants? All right. No one wants what's in your pants, Dr. Flamboyant.
Oh man, I can't wait to reveal, and you guys are like, "Damn, I should have taken
It's
it."
like 400 bucks.
You're gonna fucking love it.
That's what they all say. Yeah, it tastes like strawberries.
All right. We
Oh,
got
I can't help it.
Next
I can't help
prize,
it.
Next prize. We got
Cars?
Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day, and Stripes.
Oh,
Bill Murray 3-pack.
You can watch it in my helmet.
I got this. Whatever we're guessing, I'm gonna win.
Oh man, I hate this. I have another toy on my mind.
Oh.
Oh.
You know this is going to be a fun toy.
I think it's very specific. I think it's a board game, a childhood board game, and I think it's obviously Connect 4.
No.
Is it a toy or
Yeah, it's specific.
It's a toy.
toy?
You can play a game with it if you want to. That's weird. No, it's not weird.
He's contemplating with
I am thinking very hard.
I think it's ball in a cup, which is from my time.
No, it is not ball in a cup. What is it?
I think it's weird how I'm totally incapable of even thinking of toys.
You've guessed 2 of the things on my mind already.
You got 3
so
kids. There's all kinds of toys at your house.
Potato.
Mr. Potato Head?
no.
Damn it, I thought it was
It would have been a
that.
lot cooler if it was.
He's not Mr. Potato Head.
What you got, Fiona?
Did you say it was inappropriate?
I did not say it was inappropriate.
You didn't
could
say
be.
it wasn't?
I didn't say it was or wasn't.
Okay.
What's on my mind?
Another toy.
I want to say like a bullet.
No. Wow. What? Wait, like,
That's not a toy.
like, wait, hang on. Hang on. She didn't, yeah. She meant like a dildo. She meant like a dildo, right? No, all right. Good job.
Hey, how many bullets do you have?
I was scared.
Adult sex toy.
Like, are we talking 45s or like 9mm?
Oh man, that was so
So,
scary.
ladies and gentlemen,
Like,
thank you for joining us tonight.
I don't think.
yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
What?
Sorry, I was gonna say something.
Say it.
what do you got to say?
I appreciate it.
Does no one get what's in Dr. Flamboyant's pants?
What are we doing?
Do you want what's in my pants?
Still one more gift.
Nobody wants that. Does anybody want the Cars soundtrack?
Oh.
Non-wrecked.
Cars 1 or Cars 2?
Cars 1. Yeah.
Highway.
Pass it on
Nobody
down.
wants it.
Pass it on down.
Logan,
But are you sure you want this more than what's in Dr.
do you want what's in my pants?
I want what's in your pants.
Yeah! 50 pennies!
Out to the royalty.
Oh man.
Can we play What Is in Krash's Head for the Cars soundtrack?
No. We are going. Stay tuned for the after show, the resurrection.
Oh boy.
I guess it was in her head.
Perhaps, maybe. Was it my penis?
I gotta pee.
Oh, it was not my penis. Check us back in about 15, 20 minutes. The return of Oddlid.
Oddlid!
Fuck you all. Good night.
Fuck you all. Good night. Bye.
I've lost my faith in the human race. Oh, but I still believe in you. Deliciously nothing. Deliciously nothing. Deliciously nothing.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.
It's not worse than the snuff films we had to watch the last time we were here. But I would like to make a comment. Did anybody else notice that they were all white people? The whole fucking song. God. We asked it. I said first verse and chorus. That would mean okay, so that means let's take out the whole.
son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?